These are perfect spheres. Now exactly what are they used for? They're used to calibrate CMM machines and 5-axis equipment. So what makes them so special? Well, they're ground and polished to sub-micron levels, and what that gives is the machines that they're used to be calibrated on a known reference point, meaning the diameter is perfect, the finish is perfect, and the form is perfect. So I'm sure you already figured it out, but how exactly are these made? Well, the Studer 131R is a radius grinder, but it can also grind spheres. So whether it be small, medium, or large, the Studer 131R can grind any spherical shape. So let's go ahead and set the machine up and get grinding. Let's get grinding. I don't know.
Well, let me guess, you're gonna make something round again.
No, I'm
You're gonna take something round and make it rounder.
So we already talked about how they're made, but we haven't talked about what they're made out of. Now, calibration balls are made out of a whole bunch of different materials, including ceramic, hardened steel, and even some are chrome plated. So the reason that they're made out of these materials is that we want these calibration balls to basically be berry proof. Now what that means is we want them wear resistant. That way when they're used over time, they don't lose their accuracy. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and load up a part. The workpiece we're gonna be using was turned and then heat treated, and then we're gonna grind it to final size. Now, one of the most crucial steps in order to complete this process, we're actually gonna have to measure the entire length of the workpiece. That way when we probe our position, we can go ahead and make that offset change. And we're gonna write down 2.933. I'm gonna go ahead and remember that number, and we're gonna use that number later on. We don't have any run out in our part. Everything looks good, so let's go ahead and switch over to our probe and touch off on our parallel. All right, so now that we've touched the probe to the parallel, the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this is going to be at 0. And then I'm going to come here to my correction ZB distance. Now remember, that's where we measure the total length of our workpiece. So in correction ZB distance, we're going to go 2.933. So what that's going to do is that's going to shift the 0 location from our parallel to the front of that part. And that's exactly what we want. That's why we measure the workpiece. So now that I've turned my B axis to B0, I can go ahead and move my grinding wheel in. That way I can touch the end of my grinding wheel to the end of my part, as shown right here on Studer Sim. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the doors, move it in, and touch off my grinding wheel. All right, so with my wheel in position, I can go ahead and move my grinding wheel to the end of my part. What I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna position it, and I'm gonna move it in my Z-axis. Okay, so right there, I'm starting to rub. Now I'm gonna back it off 1 thou. Now the reason why I'm backing it off 1 thou is that when this grinding spindle actually turns on, that wheel is gonna start to shift forward a few thousandths. So I wanna go ahead and shift it backwards. So now in my start option, I can go ahead and call that the start option of my grinding wheel. Now, once I've done that, I can go ahead and start running my grinding cycle. So coolant placement is going to be key because we're going to be grinding with the inner side of the grinding wheel and not the outside. So we want to make sure that we have good, consistent flow. That way it can wash away those chips and give us a good grinding finish. And yes, Barry, they are chips. Oh man, check that out. That's an absolutely crazy surface finish. So you might be wondering what exactly makes this so cool. I can do that on a lathe and then I could just polish it. Well, yeah, you could do that, or you can get an actual grinder and make it micron level accuracy. That way you only have to run one operation, finish the part, and be done. So we're gonna go ahead and show you the form. Let's take it out of the machine, go give it to Travis. That way we can make sure that this part is absolutely perfect. While Travis checks this part, let's go ahead and talk about some different applications in which a ground sphere is used. Precision ground spheres are vital in machining, hydraulics, aerospace, and even medicine. They're ground to exact roundness tolerances and surface finish. They serve as ball bearings for smooth motion without any friction. Ball valves for reliable sealing so you don't get any leaks. These high tolerance components are used in everything, and they have different techniques such as grinding, lapping, and even polishing to achieve this type of tolerances. So as you can see on the screen, we have green and green, so we're good to go. All right, so we talked a little bit about different applications in which you would use a sphere, but I thought it'd be a good idea to actually show you a real life part. So what we have right here is called a rotary axial piston pump. And what it's used for is hydraulic pumps and hydraulic motors. And what it does is it transfers rotary energy into mechanical energy. And if we pull it apart, we can actually see one of the spheres that we just ground. So grinding a sphere is just one of the many things that the Studer S131R from United Grinding is able to accomplish. Now, if you like what we're doing, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.